If we think of dimensions as an aspect of consciousness, we can see that one whom inhabits a lower dimension has a lower conscious perspective. He may find himself preoccupied by material wealth and regularly feel satisfied by the material world, but quickly turns to seeking the next pleasure or physical experience to satisfy his ongoing yearning to fill a hunger or emptiness which he may not even consciously acknowledge. He merely follows his base survival instinct. His bodily functions rule his being. One whom has become aware of the higher dimensions of consciousness has invested significant energy investigating this aspect of themselves and recognizes that whilst material pleasures can be appeasing in the lower dimensions for a moment, it is never sustained. He has come to realize that his yearning, his drive, has always been for the purpose of reconnecting to that higher aspect of himself which waits patiently for him to make that free will choice. Spiritual pertains to higher awareness of being, and temporal to the worldly or lower dimensional existence within the time matrix where we experience time as a linear process. Temporal also suggests linguistically the presence of time, as in tempo. In fact, time is not linear. What we perceive as the passing of time is illusory. Actually, the consciousness is experiencing events drawn to it by the law of attraction to assist the consciousness in becoming aware, and offers opportunity after opportunity to evolve itself to a higher degree of perception. Outside of the illusion of time, all events happen simultaneously. It is simply a matter of where your focus lies that becomes the reality of your experience. If I look back in time, or down the dimensional levels of being, I can say that the mountain I have climbed and the magnificent vista I can now see from my current vantage point is a truly spectacular experience. But here's the important thing. That vista, the landscape, was always there waiting. I just hadn't taken the steps in the right direction to be able to experience it. Even on the long climb upwards, before I even realized I was on a mountain path, there were many opportunities to stop and take a view, but I chose not to turn around and take a look. The beautiful vista is always there with you. You just have to choose to see it. Your creator potential may be likened to an infinite number of projectors running an infinite number of movies, all of which depict an infinite number of choices within your current lifetime. Each passing frame is a moment in your life's experiences. The movies encompass everything from the worst, most devastating choices you could make in any given moment, and also the best, most beneficial choices that quickly result in you becoming highly evolved and enlightened. Whatever movie you are sat in front of in this moment is the movie you experience being played out. Where you focus your attention is the experience you draw to yourself. If you get up or move your conscious focus to another movie outcome, your consciousness will experience that instead. If you intend to take the necessary action to experience an alternative movie, by creating the vision and the desire for a new experience, your consciousness is drawn to a new experience, reflecting your vision. Your free will choice, combined with your intentions and the actions you take, is that which I mean to say is creating your own reality. You may have made the linguistic connection of manifesting with manifesto, thinking of politicians and their party manifestos. This is another clue to the upper levels of society having knowledge of these subjects. It's quite apparent in the language they use, either consciously or just traditionally. A manifesto is a set of intentions representing political will. A number of desirable themes, intentions are set out, which indicate actions that will be taken if their party politics is chosen by the electorate. The collective will is harnessed to create a desired reality, which is made manifest by directing that focus, that desire. The keys to manifesting your own reality using your energy field and higher consciousness are in essence the same process. It is a combination of your idea, your desire, and the actions you take. The human anatomy is fundamentally multidimensional. We have evolved over many thousands of years, and the full human history which we can access on our planet today is complex and largely undiscovered by the modern mainstream society. Humans have a complex anatomy which revolves completely around the nature of its DNA. The DNA of an organism is the key to its greater identity. The original blueprint for human DNA was far superior to what we currently understand the human DNA to be. Over the course of history, the human DNA has become distorted and much of our higher identity has been disconnected, meaning that we have lost awareness of those higher aspects, and now we are primarily focused on the lower dimensional aspects of being, which we experience through our five senses. It is said by the higher dimensional intelligences communicating with humans that human DNA has the capacity for 12 senses. However, science still only recognizes the primary five of sight, touch, smell, hearing, and taste. The sixth sense is alluded to, and I would take this to be intuition. If we understand that everything is frequency, and that the lower bands of frequency resonate at slower rates, and that the characteristics of lower vibrational rates create a sense of solidity or density, we can perceive that in the material dimensions we exist within the lower frequencies of the harmonic universe. Things appear as solid within a band of density or frequency which we are able to perceive through the limited senses which are currently available to us. As our frequency increases through repairing and rebuilding the DNA, our perception of reality expands. We are able to experience a wider reality which is not limited to the five senses alone. Within our harmonic universe, it is known to encompass 12 to 15 levels of dimensional identity and being. There are 5 sets of density housing those 15 dimensions in sets of 3. The collective consciousness currently perceives only the 3rd dimension in HU1, but is perhaps actively seeding the 4th, 5th and 6th dimensions within the 2nd harmonic universe, density level 2, HU2.